Back at Talladega, 178 laps are about to go on the scoreboard. We're going into the final 10 laps here at Talladega. 5 cars nose to tail, run single file back to the corner. Then from 6th place on back, they're double wide as they go over to turn 2.
Bobby Labonte now digs a hole to the inside of Bobby Hamilton as Hamilton just cannot make it work up high any longer. Labonte's got drafting help from Joe Nemechek.
Hamilton had been racing double wide for the 4th position. That's not been the best way for him to go. He's been losing ground lap after lap. Now racing side by side for 6th. Still, Bobby Labonte down to his inside in 3.
They work up the banking that way. Bobby Labonte stays to the inside. No chance for him to give up that position. He's glued down low. Bobby Hamilton stays high. But while they are going 2 by 2, the front 5 pulling away by 5, by 6, by 7 car lengths.
Dale Earnhardt Jr., one of the No Bull 5 contenders, teamed up with Carrie Richter from Canaan, Ohio. She could not be here today, but I'll bet she's listening intently as Dale Earnhardt Jr. leads, just 9 laps to go.
And Earnhardt has got the crosshairs right on his back bumper. Jeff Burton-Rodney in 2nd, Johnny Benson 3rd, Matt Kenseth and Tony Stewart all in tight single file order.
Waiting for a move from one of those top 5 cars. It's not happening this time as they're still single file following each other off the end of the back straightaway. Now Bobby Hamilton has broken free. He's going to grab the 6th spot. Bobby Labonte will grab the 7th position.
Oh, Bobby Labonte stays right in behind the tire tracks of Bobby Hamilton. Then you've got Kenny Wallace working right behind them. What's happened is they have caught the leaders. What had been a 5-car breakaway is now 7, 8, 9 cars together. Labonte has caught the lead track.
And that front of the field trying to separate themselves from everybody else and much as they can and settle it among maybe 2 cars, 4 cars. That's not going to be the case. There's going to be about 18 or 20 in on the shootout here at the finish. Now remember, 3 of those running up in that front pack, Jeff Burton, Matt Kenseth, and Kenny Wallace, did not pit to take on fuel. So they're going to be gambling as they go over to turn 2.
And that outside line getting ready to rumble. Tony Stewart pulls high. Bobby Hamilton, Kenny Wallace, and Ricky Craven.
Now Tony Stewart yanks his car down to the inside. Bobby Hamilton not so fortunate and will squeeze in line behind Bobby Labonte. But now his teammate Joe Nemechek roars by to his inside.
So Nemechek makes the move while Tony Stewart tries to hook on down low with Bobby Labonte, and they'll try and draft themselves back towards the front if they can. Remember earlier we talked about temptation to get out of line, but you still have to be patient. Maybe for another 15 seconds. Here goes Stewart.
Here is Stewart making his move to the outside while Kenny Wallace got shuffled to the outside in turn 3 and lost about 5 positions. Stewart with teammate Bobby Labonte trying to make it happen in the outside lane in turn 1.
Tony Stewart, who rode in the back all afternoon, just biding his time, has decided it's time to fly. He goes to the outside now for the number 3 position. Tony Stewart on the outside. Johnny Benson on the inside.
That is the battle for the 3rd spot as they funnel onto the back straightaway. 2 Pontiacs double wide. Benson down low. Stewart up top. Now the front 2 change lanes. Here comes Stewart charging to the outside. He's going for 2nd and 3.
He made the outside work moments ago. He'll make the outside work in 3. Stewart's got 2nd with Bobby Labonte drafting. And here goes Stewart for the lead. He'll go high. He goes way high. That's going to cost him a little bit off the corner, but he's going to challenge right back and close it on Earnhardt Jr.
Got a good run, however, coming down off that banking up in turn number 4. Is it going to be good enough to get him up there and have a shot at taking the lead away? He's working on Jeff Burton for 2nd place, gets by him by a car length, closes in as they go over to turn 2 to grab the lead.
Tony Stewart took it high last time, wound it up just as tight as he possibly could. He's trying it again here. He goes way high, opens the door underneath for Jeff Burton. Stewart fighting back. He'll pull up to the lead.
Almost 3 wide there. Here comes Stewart. He dives for the bottom. Earnhardt almost runs him in the grass. Here comes Stewart. He has the inside lane. Earnhardt in the middle. Here comes Stewart to the lead in 3.
Something's got to give. Tony Stewart works down low. Earnhardt Jr. cannot block him. He cannot block Bobby Labonte to the high side. He had to worry about Jeff Burton as well. 3 wide off turn number 4, coming to the stripe. A handful of laps to go. It's a dead heat off the corner.
5 laps to go, coming down to the line. Tony Stewart gets the good run through the tri-oval, inches out in front of Dale Earnhardt Jr. Earnhardt Jr. pulls even again. 3 wide from 2nd, all back in turn 1.
It is Stewart on the inside, Earnhardt on the outside. Now they stack it up 3 wide for 2nd. Here they come. It's Hamilton in the middle. Bobby Labonte on the outside. This is what they pay to see at Talladega.
They are 3 wide, maybe maybe 6, maybe even 7 rows deep. Earnhardt Jr. begins to tiptoe away from the field. Stewart at the bottom. Hamilton in the middle. Labonte up top. Now Labonte breaks free. Labonte goes for the lead in 3.
Bobby Labonte is there. He'll draw even with Earnhardt Jr. once more. Earnhardt Jr. stays low. Bobby Labonte has drafting help to the high side of the racetrack. Here they come off the corner. Mark Martin running in 3rd. Martin joins in the fray. He's right there. He'll give drafting help to Labonte, who goes to the lead.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. does not want to get out of that lower groove. It's worked for him all afternoon, but he may have to because sliding up underneath him, here comes Tony Stewart. Now Stewart will tuck in single file, but as they go back to turn number 1, Bobby Labonte has breathing room of maybe 10 feet as he leads.
And further back, they are 4 wide for 7th place. Jeff Gordon in the middle of that mix. Here comes Labonte. Then the battle for 2nd. Earnhardt on the inside. Mark Martin outside as a bump coming off 2.
Almost make contact. Earnhardt slithers back to the bottom. Labonte moves over trying to block. Here comes Mark Martin, and look at this. Dale Jarrett gives Mark Martin drafting help to 3.
First time all day that Jarrett's been challenging for the lead. The UPS colors are there as they work between turns 3 and 4. Here come the leaders off turn number 4. It's Bobby Labonte showing the way. Earnhardt Jr. getting shuffled back into 5th now as Stewart runs 2nd.
Most of the day it's been Dale Earnhardt Incorporated teammates. Now it's Joe Gibbs Racing teammates up front. Bobby Labonte leads. Tony Stewart is 2nd. Bobby Hamilton runs in 3rd.
And Dale Earnhardt Jr. now with a handful in that battle for 4th. He's got a challenge on the inside. It's Jeff Burton. Earnhardt will get some drafting help from Ricky Craven and Jeff Gordon. Burton getting some help from Dale Jarrett down low.
Here comes Johnny Benson. He'll give drafting assistance to Jeff Burton while the leaders continue. The top 3 single file. Bobby Labonte, Tony Stewart, Bobby Hamilton. Here comes Earnhardt Jr. He's to Hamilton's inside in 3.
Junior's not out of it. He'll go to the inside after getting some drafting help from Craven. Craven himself now stays down low. Last Monday's Martinsville winner grabs 4th away from Hamilton. Bobby Labonte leads. The scramble is for 2nd, Junior and Tony Stewart.
2 cars that haven't made much noise all day long, making a ton of noise as the laps wind down. There'll be 2 to go. Bobby Labonte and Tony Stewart. They cross the line. Earnhardt Jr. has taken 2nd place away from Tony Stewart, just biding his time as they go back to turn number 2.
And they're wheel to wheel now for 4th. Ricky Craven looking for room on the inside of Bobby Hamilton. Hamilton trying to put the squeeze on him. Will close him off on the inside as they battle now Craven and Gordon for 5th.
Here they come now. Craven to the inside. Earnhardt locked and loaded. Dives for the bottom. Tries to put on the battle for the lead. But instead, he'll have to fall in line single file. Bobby Labonte was too strong this time.
So Bobby Labonte holds off on any challenge right there. Running in 2nd, Earnhardt Jr. Bobby Hamilton goes high on the racetrack. He's running in 3rd. Tony Stewart low in 4th. Off turn 4. They're coming to the white flag. 6 car lengths of an advantage for Bobby Labonte. 1 lap to go.
2.66 miles. That's all that's left here at Talladega. Bobby Hamilton trying to get out of that pack of traffic as Earnhardt dived underneath, trying to take the lead going to turn number 1. He squeezes Bobby Labonte high. They go side to side to turn 1.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. on the bottom, digging hard. Labonte sideways, nearly brushes the wall. Earnhardt takes the lead out of turn number 2.
Now
they're crashing. Ricky Craven is in the wall. 15, 20 cars sliding everywhere.
Here comes the battle for the lead. Earnhardt Jr. down low. Here comes Tony Stewart to the high side. Jeff Burton trying to close in.
Here they come in turn number 3. Stewart is high. Earnhardt Jr. by a car length has him on the low side of the racetrack. Here comes drafting help from Jeff Burton. Off the corner, Earnhardt Jr., Burton, Tony Stewart, Earnhardt Jr. pulling away.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. at the inside of the racetrack. He's got it hooked up, coming back into the tri-oval. He's going to win the EA Sports 500. Dead heat for the 2nd spot. It'll be won by Tony Stewart. He'll get the 2nd spot. Jeff Burton gets 3rd. Matt Kenseth 4th. Bobby Hamilton comes home in 5th. While a number of cars are piled up on the back straightaway. Dale Earnhardt Jr. has won today at the Talladega Superspeedway. Let's go to Mike Bagley.
Well, Bobby Labonte's car is still on its lid. The safety crews are on the scene. And it appears that Bobby Labonte has climbed from the Interstate Batteries Pontiac. We've got Buckshot Jones over here. The car of Ricky Craven is stalled. Now the car of Bill Elliott is trying to pull away. But safety crews are on the scene. And Bobby Labonte has climbed from his machine. It is still on its roof, upside down. As now the leaders on the cool-down lap will flash by on the back straightaway.
And Dave Moody, did you have a look look at that?
Well, it just all broke loose, Barney, and you could see it coming. They were all swapping lanes. Somebody got bumped and turned head-on into the outside retaining wall. Bobby Labonte, I believe, climbed a fender, got upside down. Ricky Craven hard into the outside wall. Dale Jarrett with a hard hit. Johnny Benson also with a hard hit. And then everybody just disappeared in a cloud of smoke.